First off, here at 5 o'clock, we got a little cloud cover coming in. It's not as chilly, Shay, as it was yesterday. Still a nice spring day. I have a feeling maybe some rain is around Kentucky, somewhere out there.
And after what we're dealing with, Mallory, anyone hearing rain is probably thinking, oh no. But what are we facing tonight?
So not much tonight. It should be light shower activity, maybe a few rumbles of thunder. Thankfully, nothing severe. Tomorrow, we do have a better chance of seeing a few thunderstorms. We could see a hail threat or a wind threat. I know. Thankfully, rainfall amounts should remain under an inch from both events there. So this should be the worst that the river does get because it's basically cresting at this point. As we take a live look from our Bachman Auto Group U of L Health Camera Network here, you can see the graph here, the hydrograph, in terms of the track of the river levels. It is cresting and will continue to do so this evening and tonight. It's in moderate flood stage. It will dip below moderate flood stage by Friday night and this Saturday morning, and then dip below flood stage completely by pretty much early Sunday. Same can be said for the lower gauge as well. So, of course, the actual numbers are a little bit different, but the graphs are very similar. We should really see some improvements by late in the weekend and early next week. In the meantime, yes, we do have a little bit of rain on the radar here, but thankfully that air is fairly dry. Temperatures are in the 50s and 60s out there this afternoon and evening. Your futurecast showing a better chance of some of that rain actually reaching the ground later on tonight. So after about 10 or 11 p.m., taking us through about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. Once again, a few rumbles of thunder. Can't be ruled out. Temperatures will stay milder tonight because of that cloud cover. Temperatures will drop down to the 40s. And then by tomorrow afternoon, we're talking highs in the mid to upper 60s here. So closer to normal, maybe a few degrees above normal, with a chance of some evening storms tomorrow. I'll be timing out that timeline coming up in our extended forecast.
Mallory, thank you very much. And right here tonight, the powerful scene today is a caravan full of French first responders in French Lick, Indiana. This was about 2 o'clock this afternoon as the community took to the streets to welcome home Orange County, Indiana Deputy Zach Andry back home now after 3 months at U of L's Fraser Rehab Institute. The sheriff says Andry was shot in the line of duty in January after pulling over a person early in morning hours to help what he believed was a stranded vehicle.
This has been a long time coming for Andry's family and his hometown. Jose Alonso and photojournalist Alyssa Newton were there to capture that journey back home.
Waiting in anticipation are law enforcement officers and medical staff at U of L's Fraser Rehabilitation Institute's main lobby. Orange County Sheriff Deputy Zach Andry met with applause and seen for the first time since being airlifted to U of L's medical district in Louisville.
So he's progressed a whole lot, you know. This is a very traumatic incident, a traumatic brain injury, and the people in the rehab facilities and the hospital, they have brought him so far along, it's unbelievable. So, you know, we're just glad he's going to have a good quality of life and be home with his children, his wife, and family.
Andry was shot in West Baden, Indiana on January 3rd. It's a moment that shook the community, but the start of Andry's trip back home is a new memory his wife, Darian Andry, won't forget.
Today means the absolute world. Like I said, we wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for his surgeons who literally saved his life. I can't thank them enough.
And then the journey continued on past the sheriff's department in Paoli into his hometown right here in French Lick. Local police and residents lined French Lick's main street to welcome him back home. It's where the family's roots run deep.
They lived next door to us when Zach was born, you know, and so the first few months, you know, we had that connection. And I had a connection with his mom. She was a wonderful woman.
Although the tragedy will forever stay in these folks' minds, Zach and his family will forever be in their hearts. Jose Alonso, WHAS11, on your side.
Quite the welcome home there. Well, Sheriff Henderson says he and the family are very thankful for the multiple fundraisers all across southern Indiana. He says the next one will be at the gun shop, Acme Sports in Seymour, Indiana. They'll be offering a raffle off of a rifle starting next week. And the Dow Jones shot up more than 2,000 points within minutes today when President Donald Trump announced a 90-day pause on certain tariffs.
The temporary hold does not apply to China, which Donald Trump says is now subject to even higher tariffs following their retaliatory tariff increase today. Here's ABC's Christian Cordero following the tariff changes from Washington.
After 1 week of stocks falling, with trillions of dollars lost because of President Trump's sweeping tariffs against trading partners, today, a social media post reversed course. The Dow shot back up in a matter of minutes following Trump's announcement that he will pause tariffs for 90 days as he negotiates with various countries.
I thought that people were jumping a little bit out of line. They were getting yippy, They were getting a little bit yippy, a little bit afraid.
One country is exempt from Trump's 90-day pause, China. China today announced retaliatory 84% tariffs in response to Trump's 104% levy on goods imported from China. Trump punching back, raising that to 125%.
Last year, China made $1 trillion off trade with the United States. That's not right. And now I've reversed it.
On Capitol Hill, some Republican members of Congress have said they appreciate the president addressing long-standing trade deficits, but are concerned about the escalating trade war.
When we get into a trade war, usually the first pawn in the trade war is agriculture.
Fifth-generation farmer Ryan McInthune worries about what a disruption to demand would mean for his Minnesota soybean farm. The state's Soybean Growers Association says around 1 in 4 rows here are sent to China.
Wondering what tomorrow's going to bring to make ends meet in times like these. I mean, we're already below cost of production on soybeans.
The tariffs that stand are still expected to drive prices up on everyday goods. One example, the latest iPhone is expected to cost at least $600 more within the year. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
More now on the severe flooding all across Kentuckiana. You're taking a look at drone video from Donnie Yeoman Jr. showing West Point, Kentucky, south of Louisville today. All you can see is the homes along the area underwater there. Due to heavy rainfall, we're seeing flood levels throughout the region, including the Ohio River, which is cresting today. Well, severe flooding across Kentuckiana has washed out buildings and covered roads, causing emergency responders to make water rescues.
We're getting a behind-the-scenes look at just what it takes for those missions. WHAS 11's Alexandra Goldberg and our photojournalist Jessica Farley take us behind the scenes on a patrol right through River Road.
There's so much floodwater on River Road, you can't even see the bottom of the walking bridge. That allows for LMPD, River Patrol, and dive crews to take out these boats to perform searches and rescues. When water takes over Louisville city streets, these are the boots on the ground.
Those are our dive tanks, dive gear. I got another bag up there, Swiftwater gear.
Sergeant Trevor Blakely is suiting up for what would be a routine river patrol in severe flood conditions.
Being able to help people is fun, and so we like to also be able to take people out and show them what we do, and it's good to see behind the scenes.
He's the River Patrol Commander for Louisville Metro Police, leading crews in swiftwater rescues all over the county, helping out the fire department.
If you want to go ahead and fire it up.
Some parts of River Road saw as much as 5 feet of floodwater, an impasse for drivers.
We get several of those, especially during the flash flood last month where it kind of rose really quick and people just thought they could make it through there. We responded on several like that.
The River Patrol and dive crews also responded to the Shawnee Park boat ramp on Tuesday night, assisting Louisville Fire on a call about a car underwater, and a rescue Monday afternoon at Candlewood Suites on Zorn Avenue, bringing at least 60 guests to dry land. He said it was a historic week for flooding in Louisville, with boat engines fired up, there to help wherever they can. In Louisville, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS 11, on your side.
As you can see, the river so changes the landscape that we're used to seeing. The Metro Police River Patrol says they expect to stay busy as the river starts to retreat, the water receding after it crests, and then the cleanup is going to begin in earnest. By the way, the flooding may force the cancellation of Thunder over Louisville as you know it, but the spirit's going to live on this Saturday. Join us for WHAS 11 Rising Above the Storm. It's our live fundraiser for flood relief in the Thunder Spirit. It's going to benefit the Louisville American Red Cross chapter, with the money staying in Kentuckiana for flood relief. We'll also look back on past Thunder over Louisville's during this time. Our live coverage starts at 6 with a special newscast. Then the live fundraiser begins from 7 to 11. And at 9:30, we're going to bring you Thunder fireworks for 30 minutes at the very time they would have been going off on Saturday. That's WHAS 11 all day long on Saturday.
A man is facing charges today accused of killing his ex-girlfriend at the Oldham County Health Department around 7:45 last night. Oldham County and LaGrange police say they responded to an assault at the department's location on Commerce Parkway. There, they reported finding 33-year-old Catherine Gomez dead from multiple stab wounds. Police identified her ex-boyfriend, 32-year-old Oscar Alvarez, as the suspect in the case. Indiana State Police found him around 2 this morning in Maryville, Indiana. He's charged with murder, burglary, and now has bail set at $2 million. He is pending extradition back to Kentucky.
Also new here today at 5, we now know the names of the 3 people who were killed in yesterday's triple homicide in the Portland neighborhood. According to the Jefferson County Coroner's Office, 37-year-old Mallory Cox, 49-year-old David Clark Jr., and 37-year-old Robert Otter died from gunshot wounds there in Portland. Police found them inside a home early Tuesday morning on Griffiths Avenue before they died. At this time, Metro Police say they have no known suspects, but you can still help detectives by calling anonymously. The tip line is 574-LMPD.
And there is a new push today to stop human trafficking in Kentucky. Kentucky Businesses Against Trafficking hosted a training this morning. The speakers included Mayor Craig Greenberg and Kentucky Secretary of State Michael Adams. They wanted to show business owners how to spot the signs of human trafficking, but more importantly, how to then report it. Secretary of State Adams says sporting events like the Kentucky Derby are highly trafficked events, but forums like this can help bring awareness.
Last year, we saw an increase in reports of human trafficking. That is not necessarily because there is more trafficking happening in Kentucky. It is in part because awareness of how to spot it is rising.
Restaurant Association. The human trafficking hotline number is on your screen right now if you are aware of an incident and need to report it.